evening, everybody. Welcome to this edition of A Look Back. I'm Mike, and I want to thank you all for joining me. Today, we are going to wrap up what I currently have in my wrestling belt collection, and you can see it behind me. That is a replica of the NWA World Tag Team Championship. It's actually the second version of the Tag Team Championship recognized by the NWA as a body. One that you saw people like Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard have, the Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane, Mike Rotunda, the Steiner Brothers, Doom, the Hollywood Blondes had it, Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham carried it, Shane Douglas and Ricky Steamboat. I'm sure I'm leaving off a whole bunch of names right now, but that's the belt that they had. And let me get it, and I'll show you. It's another belt by USMAN. It seems to me that he does such a great job. I'm gonna let him make them all. I mean, I have no reason not to. I wanted it done like the one that Arn and Tully had, blue front leather with a black backing, and I'll open the strap up here just a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Blue front, black covered backing. It's a very beautiful 4mm zinc plates on 3mm leather. Again, I had him do it with the NWA logo as well as the tip on the end. There are other versions of this belt out there. There's one that the ribbon on the front is all painted. There's one that the map is quite different. But this belt is just a beautiful, beautiful belt. Like I said, the plates on it are 4mm zinc. I'll show you a little better view of it. It's such a great quality. Actually, but the plate's actually massive for the belt. It's nice. I like it. Good thick metal. There's not really much more that you can say about this, but he does such a great job. Every time I've asked him to do something, he jumps right on it. He's communicates with me all the time. I really do appreciate what he does for me. If you guys, I'll put a link to his eBay page in the comments, as I always do. But this belt, the other version, I wished I had it and I'd show it to you, but I don't have it. I may be able to find a picture of it, but it's the one the NWA actually currently uses. I don't know why they went back to it. I love this belt. I prefer it. It's more aesthetically pleasing. Honestly, it's probably one of the most beautiful tag team titles that I've ever saw. I think that it's just gorgeous. You couldn't ask for a better piece of material to represent a tag team championship. It's a 5-plate belt. Let me get a little closer with them, and I'll see if I can get them in here. I'll try to give you a good view of it. There's the other two. But truthfully, I wanted this one for such a long time, and he didn't have it on his eBay page when I messaged him. But he is, like I said, he's so accommodating most of the time. If he can't get it for me, he'll find it and make that happen. Just a good, beautiful belt, and I love it. I'm so glad to have it in my collection. I don't know that I could have gotten a better belt anywhere else. I look at it and it's pretty well as it should be. I mean, there's very few things on there that I would change. In fact, not really anything would I change. I may eventually get the one with a different map on it and go that route. You know, the one that I believe Doom actually had, uh, the Freebirds, another tag team that had it. Just so many great tag teams represented by this belt, and I am tickled to death to have it in my collection. Y'all check him out. He's on Facebook. Great guy. I don't know what else I could say about him. I mean, truthfully. I do want to let everybody know that on February the 11th in Ashland, Kentucky, at the mall location, Time Warped is going to have Kane on hand to do autographs. Also on that day, ASW, All-Star Wrestling, will have their My Bloody Valentine show Saturday, February the 11th at the Williamson Memorial Fieldhouse in Williamson, West Virginia. That's going to be a great show. There'll be a lot of matches on hand. They're going to have Buff Bagwell there. Heath is going to be on the card. They were going to have Ricky Morton and his son Kerry, but something came up, and they haven't had a chance to update the poster, but I am sure that probably by the time this video hits and everybody sees it that's going to see it, Gary's going to have somebody lined up that's going to be able to bring a good show there. But y'all come check that out as well on February the 11th. On March the 11th in Chillicothe, Ohio, World Classic Professional Big Time Wrestling is going to have their Glory Days Bash, the Reunion 2 card. It's going to be a great event. Going to have stars like Mr. Hughes, Bill Apter from the magazines is going to be there, Dan the Beast Severin, Jackie and Bobby Fulton, Shark Boy, Ernest Miller, the referee, the great Tommy Young, Too Cold Scorpio, the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobs and Jerry Sags, Henry O. Godwin will be there, as well as Shane Douglas, Enzo, Demolition Axe and Smash will be on hand. Hornswoggle will be there, Nikita Koloff, Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant, the Honky Tonk Man, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Rob Van Dam, and the Rock and Roll Express. So that is going to be a great card, and that's on March 11th in Chillicothe, Ohio. I do want to also talk about Time Warped. On May the 6th is going to have their Bluegrass Wrestling Convention number 4. It's going to be at the Boyd County Community Center. They're going to have Tito Santana, Larry Zbyszko, Kurt Angle, Ted DiBiase, IRS. We knew him as Mike Rotunda. I'm sorry, guys. I can't get over that. I will never know him as IRS. Bobby Blaze will be on hand. Jimmy Hart, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and Barry Horowitz. Also announced for this, they haven't updated their poster either, but I'm sure, like I said, it's going to happen. Jerry the King Lawler will be on hand. So that's going to be a great show. Later on the 14th of May, Time Warped is actually going to be bringing Mick Foley to their mall location to do a meet and greet. So Mick Foley will be on hand on May the 14th. But those are some of the events that are coming up. I really think that it's going to be something worth going to. Y'all check each of those out. There are some of other events planned that I don't have information on, but hopefully in the coming weeks we can meet again and we'll go for something else, and I'll be able to tell you more about those shows. My idea is that eventually we're going to be able to do some watch-alongs. I don't know how that's going to play out or what I'm going to have to do, what hoops I'm going to have to jump through, but we're going to look back on the good days of professional wrestling. And hopefully, eventually, maybe someday, somebody will get it right out there and we can see professional wrestling the way we remember it and the way we liked it. But I do want to thank everybody for joining in this evening. It's been great. It's been fun. Want to say God bless you all. Have a great night. And until next time, so long from Bluegrass State.